Welcome to Bevy Pod. Today we have Kenny with us, and Kenny is a motivational speaker and a coach, and he is amazing. He has trained under Tony Robbins, and I'll tell you, after this interview, even our cameraman said he's going to change his life. This guy, he's got the power. You know what? Coke says it's a real thing, but I think Kenny's the real thing. You're not going to want to miss this interview. Hello, welcome to Bevy Pod. Today we're here with Kenny. The thing I love about Kenny is that I was at this supernatural conference where we were like introduced to different people, and across the room, you know how you get that vibe that there's somebody that's very positive, motivational, that you just have to meet? That was the vibe that you give off across the room. And I said, you know what? I have to go and talk to him. I have to introduce myself. And another thing that attracted me was your hat, your lucky hat.
Yes,
right?
yes.
And then on the side it says, be a blessing, which is so crazy.
Absolutely.
At the time, I was having a very difficult problem, and I asked you, and it was a question about taxes with my business. And you gave me a really simple reply that made so much sense that I went out and did it, and nobody else could give me that answer. And I said, wow, like this guy would be a great coach. And then you let me know that you do coaching, right?
I do.
Wow. And what does the lucky 4-leaf clover stand for?
So I have the privilege of all times to work with one of my top mentors of the world, Tony Robbins.
Wow.
I actually coach with him on his platform, and this is for me a metaphor for really what life needs to be. You see, I think our life is based on standards.
Okay.
And anytime I put this hat on, it always tells me to live above just mediocre level. I need to raise my game. I need to, put it at a higher level, right? So this shows be a blessing, and this shows blessed. I think we're privileged to live in this time of life. Right, and every reason we have here, we need to be a blessing to other people.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So this is a reminder every single day that we're blessed and to live our life at a higher standard.
Wow, I love that.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was, what was it, like 15 years ago, my brother and I decided to treat him to see Tony Robbins in Toronto. It could be longer than that. Donald Trump was the main speaker before Tony. And the thing of it is that we really liked Tony. And then I went in the back afterwards and I did the fire walk. Now the thing of it was, and the CN Tower and everything was there. But the thing of it is that when I first went to do it, I was really scared. So I had to go back like 3 times until almost everybody left. And I said, you know what, Beverly, if you don't do it, you're never gonna forgive yourself. Like, you have to do this, right? So, after 3 tries of chickening out, I finally did it. And I go, I did it.
Yes!
I did it, right? And then I was like, wow, I was so proud of myself because
That's
it was,
awesome.
he talked about overcoming the fear.
Absolutely.
And then he talked about that he has coaches and people that are trained under him that actually empower you. And you have that vibe. And I'm sure that, do you have people that you coach presently?
I do. I've got over 100 plus people that I actually personally coach.
Okay, so you have like 100
plus clients that I'm engaged
coach.
with on a regular basis, actively in my roster that I'm coaching right now on different kinds of subjects.
Yeah.
But the theme is always about people looking to just get ahead in life. They believe that they're meant to be more, to do more, to give more, to create more out of life.
Right.
They don't want to settle for less than they can be or do or give, right? Yeah. So it's about helping people just have a higher standard. Yeah. So I call this high performance coaching.
Okay. So high performance coaching. Okay.
So there are all kinds of coaching and things like that. Nothing's wrong with that. In fact, that name is now kind of bastardized, really. Everybody.
So I guess it's what everybody needs, a different kind of coaching, right?
Yes.
And if they find I'm sure if they met you, they'd be like magnetized to you across the room, like I was, right? But I mean, if they met you and your energy and stuff like that, then they would probably want to try coaching with you. If they did want to try that, how would they go about that?
So I can find online on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
My profile is out there. I'll leave my number here as well, my details here as well.
Okay, do you have a website?
I do.
What's your website?
EmpowerThriveResults.com.
Okay.
Okay, just go on there and just contact me there as well. That could
All
be
right.
one place. I'll just go on LinkedIn. It's easy that way.
That would
to
be
connect
good.
with me, and then we can introduce you to the program itself and what it's all about and how to go about the whole process.
Okay.
But you see, in my experience of doing this, those that have found they really do well with coaching are folks that are just ready to change their life.
Like, you know what? I think it's almost like you reach a bottom.
Yes.
You're in so much pain. Like, I don't know. I find for myself right now, I'm just going through so many changes. And, you know, I seek answers. I read the Bible. I read books. I listen to podcasts, motivational people. I'm not afraid to go up to people and say, listen, I have this problem. I need a solution.
Yes.
Just like when I met you. I had a problem. I needed a solution.
Yeah.
You gave me the solution like that. And I think that's why sometimes people need coaches, because we feel so lost sometimes, right? And sometimes, I don't know about you, but I don't know how you overcome it, but in our family, we call it the dark cloud. So it's like a negativity comes over you. And I find that it's not as bad now, but when I was younger, it would paralyze me for days. Every job that I ever had, I got fired. And I was like, because of the fear, it was some kind of dark energy that comes over me. I would pray and meditate, and now it's like I can get rid of it in maybe an hour or two.
That's awesome.
Right? But I want to do it faster. I want to do it faster. I don't want anything to have control over me. I want to wake up like you in the morning, put that hat on and go, okay, Beverly,
let's go.
You go out and you bless the world.
Absolutely.
You do something.
Absolutely.
So how do you get that energy? Like, what, do you believe in God? Like, what do you do?
I do believe in God. In fact, none of what I do would be possible without God. I mean, my faith is the base of it all.
Okay.
Because this is a human body. It's fallible. It can break down. Things can happen all the time. So, and what I've also learned from 20 over the years is the more you acknowledge grace in your life, the more grace appears and shows up more in your life as well.
What is grace? Is grace gratitude, or is grace like someone a gift, or what is like, what's the meaning of it?
Yeah, it's all of the above. It's this presence acknowledgement that you are privileged. We are all privileged to be on the surface of the earth. And there's something beyond us responsible for everything. You know, look at your heart for a second. Just put both palms on your heart for a second. And just sit down, just feel the fact that you have this heart that has been beating all your life. You've never had to pay for it. You've never had to ask or bid to get it or something. And even when you're bad and when you're good, it still beats regardless.
Thank goodness.
It never says, "Oh, Beverly, you've been bad today. I'm just gonna stop breathing. I'm just stop breathing," right? And even your breath as well. What's responsible for that? And yet we go through life feeling like we're victims, we're miserable of things that happen to us. We're not stopping to pay attention to what we've got already. So this is just one exercise I do every single day. I coach my teams on as well, right? So this is a powerful place to just recenter your focus and acknowledge the intelligence, the gifts of life. Because once you have this, you've got everything really. Because from this you can create more of the things you want in life. That's the first place. So acknowledging grace, and it's not religious, it's not anything else. I would say it's spiritual, because we live in a physical world, right? But there's something more than what we see.
Oh, definitely.
All around us.
Yes.
By pausing every single day, every minute of the day to acknowledge this gift of life that we didn't get to create ourselves, we just experience them, that's grace. Now, grace can also extend in different ways too. When you look at the road you drive on without, paving it yourself. We're using the internet services we didn't even design and create ourselves. What's responsible for all that? People that have been put here to support us, to support life. That's grace.
We're very lucky in Canada, like for what we have and being in Canada. This morning I was listening to a podcast, and it was this gentleman that was talking about old parts of the Bible from hundreds of years ago that they took out, that different parts of the world, that what's going to happen in Revelations. And they were talking about how Canada is going to be protected. And I just felt so good with that, because
That's awesome.
I always hear negative stuff about Revelations and stuff. So I just felt, wow, you know what? Even though we have cold weather, and I can't wait for spring and summer to come. It's almost here. But, you know, just being so grateful.
Yeah.
And when I heard that on the podcast, I felt like God is protecting Canada.
Yeah. And even the cold weather too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you get to be alive to experience cold, right?
We have 4 seasons.
We got the variety of 4 seasons as well,
Right, yes,
right?
yeah,
You know,
you get
so
to feel it.
you get to feel it, you get to experience things, you get to wear different kind of outfits and things like that, and just
Yeah.
you know, enjoy it, right? You make it you make things out of it, right? That's in itself grace. So there are 2 kinds of people in life.
Okay.
From my experience, just again coaching all kinds of people.
Okay.
There is one person who just sees things they don't have, things that's missing in their life. What's wrong? What's been done to them that wasn't fair, and all these other things.
I've got friends like that.
And all they see is the gap.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there's somebody else who sees everything he or she has.
Yes. And
What
they're
they've
so
been given,
grateful.
what they have today, this life they have, this clothes they're wearing, they're hearing, they can see, they can smell, they're actually alive for concepts, right? Or maybe they got food on the table and they have a house to live in. They have the experiences they've had so far and the gifts in those experiences and all these things, right? Those things are not just some positive thinking nonsense. These are real.
It is real.
But you know what the brain does? The brain does 3 things if you let it.
Oh.
The brain distorts, it deletes, and it generalizes. It makes you forget all those things you have and makes you just focus on the things you don't have.
Why is it against us? It's part of our body.
It's
Like,
pa-
why does it do that? Like, brain, go away. Like, why are you doing that?
It's not that it's against. I think it's just sometimes we humans, we tolerate certain things and we choose certain way of doing things, right? And you can train it like anything else. You can train it.
You can train it.
You can train your body.
So you can train your brain, so when it starts being negative and fighting against us, like my brain does, it comes against me and says, oh, Beverly, you know, you can't do that. You're not good enough for that.
Yeah.
And why would you even want to try that? Like, I have a new project I want to do. And it's like, Bev, why would you even try? You're not good enough. So those voices, those messages, I know they're wrong. And it's like I have to fight and struggle to try to fight against it.
Yeah. Well, you know, I think one of the things people can do to get around this negative atmosphere of things is the daily rituals. Okay, routines. People think rituals is a bad word, but rituals are just things you do on a regular basis.
Lazy people hate rituals.
With intentionality, right? So how do you start your day?
Yes,
You
it's
know,
very important.
Very
actually.
important, right? It doesn't have to be anything specific, but just what is your thing you do every day that just gets you ahead, that gets you to be in the right frame of mind to begin with. This grace acknowledgement can be a phenomenal routine to start with. To say, you know what, I'm going to start today. I'm going to choose, and it's a choice too, by the way.
It is a
I'm
choice.
going to choose.
I'm going to choose
To start my day in a way that allows me to just remember what I've got and be grateful for it.
Yes.
Because much of these things we have that we're not grateful for, that we make so small sometimes in comparison to other things that we want. If those things are gone, what do we really have? Like something as the heart beating. If your heart stops beating, then what? What's going to be even more important than that? But you see, the brain makes you forget that if you let it, right? So daily habits. You and I and all the 8 billion people on this planet, we cannot escape our habits. We're in a way a slave to our habits. If that's true, then why not just become conscious about the habits we engage in? Let's create new habits, empowering habits, I call it. So once you cultivate the habits of just creating empowering habits like gratitude in the morning, acknowledging grace in your life in the morning, maybe saying a little prayer. This is not about some churchy religious thing. It's about just connecting with the Creator.
It takes time too. Like when you say rituals, like maybe you might not get it right away. Like when I was in Air Cadets, they said that we had to make our bed every day. I never made my bed when I was a teenager, and here I am in Air Cadets, right? My mom goes, you have to they told you to make your bed. And so like, then I started making my bed, but in the beginning, I struggled with it. I was a lazy teenager. I didn't want to do it. Just struggled. But then afterwards, now it's a ritual, like you said. And when my bed's made and I go there at nighttime, I'm like, wow, my bed's made. It just feels so good.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
It's all prepared.
It is. It is also about understanding one philosophy that I've always lived by. You don't have to be great to start.
No.
You don't.
Yeah, that's very important.
But you have to start
Start
to become great.
Start to become great. But you don't have to be great in the beginning.
To start. No, nothing is ever going to, you got to start and grow from there. And it's about just acknowledging progress over perfection. A lot of people are perfectionists. And they never start anything because it has to be perfect. It has to be in a certain way before they can start. No! You want to start where you are. It doesn't matter what it is. Start today. Start where you are. And just start to kind of, go from there. And guess what? Acknowledge the progress you're making. So you can become that other person I mentioned. I say that you cancel people. Those are just focused on their gap and their gap and their gap, and those are focused on what they've got. So you want to make sure you're always focusing on what you've got.
You have to be careful with your mind and what your thoughts and your words are. That's what I'm sort of practicing now. I'm just catching myself, how important it is, even with my friends, what I say. And if they want me to participate in gossip, it's like, as soon as I notice it, it's like, you know what, Beverly, don't do it. Don't do it. Say no.
If you can't say the things that you're about to say in front of the people that you're saying it about, there's no point saying it.
Right.
Let me help your audience understand one thing I learned from Tony a long time ago. And I think it will be a phenomenal gift for your audience as well.
Okay.
So there's so much negativity in life. You mentioned there's this dark cloud sometimes and all that.
Yes.
One of the fastest ways that I've learned to disrupt that, to change your states, as we call it, to put you in that high performance state, that peak state. There are three things really, and we call it a triad. A triad. Imagine, if you will, that you have a triangle, right? The triangle has three sides to it. And in that triangle is the state that you really want to be in, the frame of mind that you want to be in, the states, the feeling and emotion you really want to have, that you really want to have. Let's say, for example, somebody is discouraged, or they're depressed, or they're anxious, or they're sad, or whatever it is. That's a wrong state to be in, obviously. They don't, you don't want to be in that state.
I feel it when I'm around people like that. It's really hard to be around them because you can feel the negative vibrations down the street. Far away.
Now, that can be used for a good thing, of course, right?
Okay.
But the point I'm making here is, let's say you want a different state mentality. You want, say, courage. You want enthusiasm.
Yes.
You want maybe some kind of high energy state that just makes things possible for you, that makes you push through walls and blow through objections and blow through things and just put you on the edge, right? Whatever that state is, let's call that state X. And it's in a triangle.
It's in a triangle, X.
Okay? And don't forget, we're going to go through this process called a triad state here, right? What we're doing here is we're looking to find the fastest way to change our state just in an instant.
I want to change it,
So the first thing you always want to do is the physiology change. So this is simply how you use your body. You see, we're sitting down like this, and I'm sitting up straight. I certainly would feel a little different than if I was just doing this. And I wasn't breathing well. And
I feel sad already.
My breath is shallow. Look, I know we're joking about this, but for real, the fact is our body tells everything. This right here is a core.
It's a core.
The way you move your body habitually would influence the way you feel, will influence your state of mind. So you always want to make sure you're paying attention to your body and making sure you're conscious with the way you're breathing. Are you breathing in deeply or shallowly? Are you nice and erect? Are you really ready to take life on in the most remarkable way? What are you doing with your body habitually? A lot of people don't pay attention to their body and they wonder why they feel the way they feel. Okay?
That's true.
Let's say, for example, somebody's lying down on the couch eating Cheetos for like 8 hours watching Netflix or something, right? They're certainly going to feel different from somebody who just came back from a 2-hour workout.
Oh yeah.
Sweating like
Oh yeah.
buckets,
Oh
right?
yeah.
Or let's say for example during Thanksgiving holidays, right? We
Oh,
just finished
people
eating,
overeat all the time.
overeat, and there's
Yeah.
drink and there's pie and all the sweets and things, and you know how you're gonna feel afterwards.
Oh.
I've never seen anybody after experiencing such a phenomenal feast
Yeah.
saying, "Hey, Beverly, I'm gonna go change the world."
Right. Yeah.
No. What they want to do? They want to lay down and sleep even more.
Snore.
What is that? That's the physiology. That's the body.
Okay.
So again, what you drink,
What you
right?
drink,
What you put in your body.
what you put in your
Do
body.
you drink enough water to kind of stay hydrated?
Right.
Or do you feed on coffee all the time? Do you feed on sugary drinks all the time? I'm not going to coach on what kind of diet to choose and all that, but food.
So mental, physical, and spiritual. And physical is part of what you put in your body.
Yeah, physical. So your physiology is a fast place. It's the fastest place to really go to change your state. So moving the body more, putting the right things in your body, making sure the things you put in your body are actually working for you, not against you.
Right.
They're acting as a fuel source to really get you going, because you can't create anything in life from a low energy state, right?
No, you can't.
So your physiology, which is again fancy word, but the way you move your body habitually, choosing, making sure you're doing that in the right way, is going to really help you, just like that, change the way you feel. That's the first thing.
Okay.
The second part of the triangle, don't forget, it's a triangle, right?
Right.
So the base, let's call the physiology. We just talked about that.
Yeah.
The second part of the triangle is, let's say, your focus.
Focus. Yeah.
Your
Well,
focus,
is
and
important.
what you believe about the
Yes.
situations. You see,
Yeah.
situations in life can be very unfair. Life can be very unfair.
Sometimes. Yes.
Sometimes, right? But you know what? We have a choice in the matter of what we choose to focus on. Is life happening to me? Or is it happening for me? Am I a victim here? Am I a victor?
Yes.
What can
that's
I,
very important.
and making sure we are consciously, habitually choosing the right focus. Focus that doesn't empower you is not the right focus.
No.
Focus that brings you down and deflates you, makes you even smaller and smaller, discourages you, that's the wrong focus. What does that do? What does that really do?
It makes you really depressed, and then you can't get out of it, and then you eat garbage, and then you call your friends, and you're all negative.
And the cycle
you start
and the cycle continues, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm saying here is, we have a choice
We have a choice.
to put a focus on something better.
Positive.
Something that empowers us. It doesn't matter what's going on. The question here is, what are you going to do about it? And that's where also when I coach leaders, because one of the things I do for businesses is I empower them on leadership. So leadership is all about three things. You want to always make sure you do what? As a leader, once you're in an empowered state, it's easier then for you then to see things as they are, not worse than they are.
Okay.
Okay? And see things better than they are.
Better than they are.
So that you
Yeah.
can then do what? Make things the way you want to see it, right?
Right.
But that's only usually possible when you are in an empowered state. Okay? So don't forget focus. Focus on what you can control. Focus on what you have. Grace, right? Gratitude, right? Focus on the gifts and the experience you're going through.
Right.
What can you learn from it?
So it's really important to focus on, the positive and the good things and the gratitude. Because if we focus on the negative, I guess it's like a virus, and it goes through your body. And it
What's
makes you-
wrong is always available
Okay.
in life. But you know what? That's not a complete story, is it?
No.
Imagine there's a coin here, right? There's a coin. There's this side of a coin, and it shows what's wrong, what's missing,
Is that the tail?
what's not there, right? But then there's the other side of the coin
The head.
that talks about what's there,
Right.
what's
Okay.
possible,
Okay.
what's promising.
Right.
So in life, we have a choice in the matter to say, hey, are we just going to focus on what's wrong, what's missing, what's not there, and all that? Or are we just going to focus on also, hey, hang on, for a concept, what's there? What's positive? What can I control? What am I grateful for? What do I want? Right?
It's really important to change your focus.
Absolutely.
Because when you do, you start attracting the right thing into your life. Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You create more of what you focus on. Tony says, and you'll see this in all the different programs as well, it's a fact. Where focus goes, energy flows.
And energy is very important. Everybody's talking about energy now.
Yeah.
And I felt your energy from across the room. So energy is real.
It is
It's
real. We
Yeah.
in physics, energy can neither be created nor destroyed, right? It just transforms, right? I can transform energy to you. That's what you probably felt. You can transfer energy to me. I'll feel that as well, right?
Yeah.
And energy is used to create things in our life. So when you look at people, they're not creating the things that they really want in their life. The question here is, what energy are they bringing to the experience of life?
Yeah.
That's creating that circumstance as well. So focus is a key piece. And again, don't forget, we're going through a triangular frame here called the triad that talks about, hey, how to change your state. So the first thing we said was physiology, right?
Physiology.
Which is what? How we move our body. Habits of
body.
what we do with our body and things we put in our body, right?
And
Key.
then focus.
The second one is your focus and what you believe in about a situation and things, right?
Is the focus on the top?
Yeah, no, so the focus is, don't forget, we've got three parts of a triangle here. So the second part of a triangle is your focus.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
So the base is physiology.
Yeah.
The second part of a triangle is focus.
Okay.
So what we're saying here is to focus on the things you control, focus on what you have, focus on where you're going, focus on things that empower you, right?
Yeah.
Now, focus and physiology are things that can really get you far in helping to change your state just like that, right? Just like that, right? However, the third and final piece that's critical also is the words, language. And that is the third part of a triangle. Words in Christianity,
so powerful.
In Christianity, words was used to create this universe. God actually spoke words into existence.
Yes.
Right? To make things happen, right? Words can make things. Words can destroy things. Words can create. Words can make things happen, right?
Words make you believe, I guess.
Yeah. So language is key, including those inner chatters you have in your head. On you're not good enough. Oh, you're gonna fail. Oh, they won't like you. Oh, this is gonna be wrong. All these things, right? These are all these words we put in our head, things we won't even dare say to people around us. But guess what? Humans, people, we allow those things to just stay in and keep going. So what we're saying here is, hey, what if you just flip those words from what they are as disempowering to more empowering words? So you use language differently. So you have what we call transformational vocabulary, TV, right? So come up with better words. When you ask me how I'm doing, I'm going to say, hey, I'm doing amazing.
Right.
Because why not? I want to be amazing. I want to feel amazing.
Yeah.
Not I'm good. I woke up today. No, I'm doing amazing.
Yeah.
Even if you're not feeling that way, when you start saying those words, because words have a creative ability, right? Well, guess what? You're going to start feeling like, you know what? Why can I feel amazing? The brain starts to say, well, why can I feel amazing?
Yeah.
Well, what can I focus on to feel amazing? What can I do to feel amazing?
Why can't I have your energy, right?
Maybe I should go for a walk to feel different. Maybe I should go for a run to feel different. All of a sudden, the brain starts to kind of compute. The brain starts to compute around things that you need to start doing to feel amazing.
Yes. Like when I'm not feeling good, if I'm actually at the computer for a long time, and I'm feeling, oh my gosh, I got all this work to do. Ginger, who's just here, will come and get me and will want to go for a walk, right? She'll drag me away from the computer. We'll go for a walk and I'll go, wow, look at the birds, look at the sky. And it's like, it feels good, right?
Absolutely.
And then my focus changes too, because I focus on the birds.
There
and
you
how
go.
beautiful the world is, right?
Yeah.
And I tell myself, oh, Beverly, now that you have this break, you can go back to work. You got to be grateful that you have this job, that you can do this, and don't look at the negative, look at the positive. So it's sort of like working in a triangle.
And the cycle continues. And guess what happens with those around you? You influence them differently.
Right.
You pour into them differently. And now you become a blessing.
Yeah. I think that's why on Friday, all the employees come in and they want to sit down and talk to me about what's going on in their life and everything. And sometimes I'm there like for hours just talking about stuff. But it's like, I feel like they come in a little bit, they're tired on Friday. They worked hard. And all of a sudden they're feeling, and I'm like, wow, you guys don't even have to get a gym membership. You're so lucky you got to work out. You got to clean houses. Like, wasn't it great?
Absolutely.
And then they feel like, yeah, I'm really lucky to have this job. This is a great job. This is a great company.
Absolutely.
We're all family here. We all love each other. And it's like Friday is like family day.
Proximity is power. Who you surround yourself with is who you become. So when you surround yourself with people that have higher energy, better energy, well, guess what? It'll influence you to want to become like that, to want to feel that as well. Yeah. Coming back to what I was saying earlier in terms of how to help your audience change your state just like that.
Right.
We just went through the frame called a triad just now, the three parts of a triangle. that helps you change your state. So the physiology is the first one. Just again, habits of how you use your body.
Focus.
Your focus, which is again your habits of what you choose to focus on.
Yeah. Your words.
And then the words, what you tell yourself, right? So what I do every morning to really get me going every morning, to get me in that powerful peak state where I go out there and make things happen, is I change all three.
Oh, all three.
At the same time.
At the same
I mean,
time.
you can do any one of them to kind of get you going. But if you do all three with intention, with purpose, with meaning, it's a game changer.
So you got to jump out of bed in the morning. You can't like just keep shutting off the alarm clock, feel depressed. I had an employee for years and she was always late. She just kept shutting off the alarm. Finally, I had to let her go. I love her. She's a beautiful woman. The other employer that has her called me and said, Beverly, how come she can't get out of bed? I don't know. She's so depressed, right? Yeah. But that's too bad because, you know, I think it's Mel Robbins. She said, she has an example too, the 5-second rule, that basically you pretend that you're like, what is it called? A jet, right? What's it called? A spaceship. You know, when they're doing the countdown, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, jump out of bed.
That's pretty neat.
And they said, like, she said, just jump out of bed. Just get out and start your day. Because if you don't, everything falls down, right? And then this particular employee, her negativity, I saw was starting to go through the company. And everybody goes, Bev, I don't want to work with her. I don't want to work with somebody sad, somebody down. Because, you know, we're all empowering each other. We're positive. And if you have one person that's negative, then it sort of brings down
Absolutely, it brings the morale. In fact, when I coach business owners and leaders around culture, so it starts with them as leaders.
That's good. That's good that you do that.
The energy a leader brings to the table matters a ton. So you got to work on yourself first. Success at any level does not far exceed personal developments.
Right.
So when I see a leader who isn't interested in personal development or growth, I'm like, that's a doom. That's going to be a doom business.
It's going to be hard.
Unless he or she surrounds herself or himself with people that are very energetic and have that kind of prowess around personal development, right? Yeah. So working on yourself, success isn't in a game, right?
No.
So what got me into this experience also a long time ago, over a decade ago, was, you know, I was like everybody else in a way. I mean, I had some tendency to just, you know, stay engaged and all that. But I realized one day I wasn't at my best and I was wondering why I was feeling that way. And out of curiosity, I got out of bed and I just went for a walk. And then within minutes, I started to feel different and way better than I felt before. And that got me thinking about, oh my goodness, what happened? Well, I changed my body. I changed the way I was. So if anybody is not feeling great and at any level, what I'll always recommend first is get moving.
Yes, it's so...
Move that body.
Move that body.
When you start breathing differently, things are going to start changing your body. See, there's a whole biochemistry, there's a whole biochemical change happening in the entire body because you're moving it. Things are opening up, things are signaling each other, certain hormones are being secreted and created and all that, and it's changing everything in the body, right?
Sitting on the couch being lazy is not going to do, it's so painful.
It is the quickest death sentence.
You're right, it's a death sentence.
It's a quickest death sentence.
Go down.
Like literally, emotionally, mind and everything else. I mean, you gotta move, I cannot overemphasize how critical and how simple and how basic that is. Look, God made us to move.
Yes. You know, it just reminded me of something. My old house that I lived at, I was with my boyfriend for 18 years, right? And my mom was a minister in Guatemala. And so my boyfriend had just had an affair and my mother had just died. And I was devastated how I was going to carry on. And my finances were really low. I had to pay the employees and everything, and I had to pay HST. And when I paid the HST, I was like... no, actually, I decided to pay the employees instead of paying the HST. But the HST had to be paid, right, as a business coach. And I'm like, I went to Walmart up at Taunton and Harmony, and I was up there, and I bought some dusters, and I said, you know, God, I need help because on faith, I told God, I had this sinkhole in my driveway. So I said, God, I hired these guys to do my driveway. They wanted their money. I didn't have the money for them. I didn't have the money for HSD. I'm single now. I don't have my mother to talk to who's a minister. I don't have my boyfriend anymore because he had an affair. And I'm just me and my little dog. And I'm wondering, God, what am I going to do? And I'm like, God, please help me. God, help me through this, right? And I just kept praying and praying. And I went and bought these dusters. I had $5 left. So I bought $6.49. No, I think it was called Super 7 then ticket. I went and bought that. And then I went home and I go, these guys are big that are doing my driveway. They want their money. And I'm like, they were big guys, right?
Yeah.
And they said, we want our money for the driveway, right? They wanted $2,500. So I was like, oh my gosh, God, you got to help me. You know, I'm doing this on faith. I'm doing this on faith. Not that you should buy a lottery ticket. But anyway, that ticket, I won $4,955.
Wow.
So I paid the $2,500.
Wow.
I paid my HST and I had a little bit of money left. And my girlfriend said, you know, let's go treat ourselves to be a spa day.
That's amazing.
And for me, it was not only about faith, but it's like I could have chosen a different path. I could have like sat at home depressed and said, I can't pay these guys. Nothing's going to work out. But I sort of did that because I took the action. I walked, I kept going. Even though it was painful, I didn't know on blind faith where anything was going to come from, right?
Absolutely.
But I just knew that God and the universe was going to look after me in my deepest pain. And I chose not to take drugs in that pain, not to fill myself full of alcohol or anything, just to feel the feelings, trust God, and keep going. And I'm telling you, like I would cry in customers' houses. I'd drop down and people had to pick me up and say, you know, Beverly, what are you doing at work? And I go, I have no choice. I have no choice. I'm alone with my little dog, Dusty. And it was, you know, it just, you know, I always wonder, like, God, why all those experiences? Why my whole life was not easy? Other people's life was easy, but mine was like, I had to struggle for everything. I don't know if there's a past life and I was bad in that past life. I don't know. But anyway, I always like keep going. I keep going, keep praying, keep going, right? And keep searching for answers. And I find that now, I think the reason why I struggled so much and everything that I struggled, I'm still here. God still lifted me out of every situation, right?
Yes.
And the angels still looked after me. So if everybody looks at your life right now, you're still here.
Absolutely.
You still have a chance.
Absolutely.
Don't give up. Don't sit on the couch.
Yeah.
You know, do what Kenny says. Work the triangle, right?
Yeah.
You know, work that, you know, and change your focus, change your words, change your physiology, and get out there and do something.
Absolutely.
Remember the triangle.
Absolutely.
Think about Kenny, right?
Well, you know, coming back to your example just
yes.
There are some powerful insights to take out of that.
Okay.
See, where you are today is as a result of the experiences you've had so far in the past.
I've had a lot.
I know you've had a lot. You know, just to hear you, right? But think about the person that you've become today.
Okay.
The kind of person that you are today. I've watched a lot of your shows and podcasts, and the way you carry yourself and the people you bring on board is just remarkable. That you have a heart of gold. You have a heart that wants to serve, that wants to help people.
I'm humble.
Right?
So humble.
Well, listen.
Yeah.
We become the version of ourselves we choose to want to become. And I think life experiences, sometimes when we think back at them, we should pause and say, hey, hang on a second. If I hadn't gone through all those things,
true.
would I be where I am today? What if all those experiences, no matter how uncomfortable they were designed to help you become the version of you that you're meant to be today? And help others
Right.
and serve others, and will still be responsible for what you do next in the future and all that as well, right? So we can look back at life, and again, I think in hindsight, I say it's always 2020, right? But I think sometimes experiences are not just there for just their sake. They're designed to teach us things. They're designed to help us become a version of ourselves that helps other people.
Yes. Well, that's true, because I had one of the girls that was going through a difficult situation with her boyfriend. And so I just took her off the job, took her down to the beach, and I said, you know what, we're just going to talk this out. We're going to look at what you're going to do. And then, she decided to leave. But, we talked it out so that she didn't have to stay depressed at work. And then there was another girl. The doctors had told her that she's really beautiful and happily married. They had told her that she had to have her breasts removed because they saw dark clouds. And I go, I got a feeling that this is not true, that you need to get a second or a third opinion, and that you need to pray about this and you need to work through this, right? And she did, and she didn't have to have the breast removed.
That's amazing.
Right?
Yeah.
Beautiful woman.
Absolutely.
So for me, it's always about caring about people, employee, and like even when we're driving down the road, they'll go, Beverly, we're late for this job. And I go, look, there's a stray dog. Yeah. We got to go help the stray dog.
Absolutely.
So we will stop for squirrels. We will help stray dogs. And then I'll call the customers and go, I'm sorry, but we had to help this. It's just more important people, animals, life than everything.
The secrets to living, the real secrets to living a life that makes sense, that's meaningful, is giving. You have to, if you just live for yourself, and it's all for you, and it's all you, and it's all you. Well, I mean, how much of that, right? At some points, you have everything you need, and what else, right? But to live a fulfilling life, you've got to give. Give your time, give your energy, give your laughter, give your money, give your resources, give something. Life, listen to this. Life, as we see it, supports what supports life. Life supports what supports life. So if you feeling down, ask yourself, am I growing? Am I giving? Who can I help? Right? You see, this thing about me, what I don't have, what's missing, what's wrong with me, what wasn't fair that was done to me, what's this and that about me, leads to depression, leads to a lot of the fear and anxiety and all those other things we experience in life today.
Oh, terrible.
Right? But the minute we shift our focus from ourselves to looking to help others, to looking to do something for others, when we shift the focus away from ourselves to do something good for other people, it changes how we feel.
It's so true. I have a God book, and what I do is I did this experiment. Every time I feel like the dark cloud or it just gets too overwhelming, I go to the God book and I go, okay, 30 days of doing kind things for people. And it could be the simplest things. Well, it's really easy because my clients, like, we talk all the time on the weekends, but basically going out and holding the door for someone, smiling at someone, going and playing it forward. Tim Hortons paying for somebody that is like behind you, angry, and thought that they should be ahead of you. Okay, well, I'm gonna pay for their, and then you get the bill. They go, oh, it's $34. You're like, oh man,
they wanted more.
$34.
Take advantage of the situation.
Okay, all right. Just let it go.
Let it go. You
but
move on, right?
Afterwards, and it's like you don't tell anybody. This is the secret. When you do good, kind things, and you're feeling really down, and you don't tell anybody, it's like a gift to me. It's like I get to hold that inside and go, you know what, Beverly, I love you. You are a beautiful, kind person. And it's really important because there's times in my life that I didn't think that I was a beautiful, kind person. Like I didn't love myself, and that's from a whole bunch of garbage from my past. But that's not important. What's important is what I'm doing today.
Absolutely.
And loving myself. Because if I can't love myself, I can't love anybody. I can't give it to other people.
Absolutely.
Because I won't have that energy to get.
Absolutely. We're designed to love. We're designed to keep growing.
Love.
We're designed to keep serving, giving. So when you look at people that are not happy or fulfilled at the end of the day, they can have different reasons why. But at the end of the day, it always comes back to those three things. There's a big part of their life that love is missing in.
Yes, that's
and there's
true.
There's a big part of their life in which they're not growing as they would like to grow in.
Right.
And there's a big part of their life that's not reflective of adding value, serving, contributing, giving, right? And I think we all have to define for ourselves what success is. I had to come up with these terms a long time ago. because we go through life just conforming, a lot of us, right?
Oh yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
we start life saying, oh, I want to be an engineer, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a lawyer
Well, we're taught that.
because of
Yeah.
what parents and others think it is. But then it's okay to start life kind of with that kind of, experimental kind of thing. But over time, as we become older and mature, we need to start to understand, hey, what does success really mean for me?
Mm.
And until we define what success really means by a higher standard, of course, but by a way in which allows us to get out of ourselves and take that leap of faith you mentioned earlier.
Yes.
And not be scared about what people will say or think and all that, or how they, talk about us in any kind of way. Just say, hey, what does success mean for me? What is happiness for me? I think it's important to define these things.
Mm-hmm.
So that way then you know what it is, and then at least you have an idea what the target is, and then you can work towards making it happen.
Yeah.
It's the theme I mentioned earlier around just seeing exactly, okay, you want me to see things as they are, not worse than they are, but see things better. So you can then start making actions to make it better.
Okay, I have one question for you. What if you have, I know I've talked to a lot of different people, and what if, that big Thanksgiving dinner and stuff, what if you have family members and you're like going on the path and you're going forward, you're believing, and you're working the triangle, and you got a coach and you're doing all these things, and you got negative family. Either you live with them or you got to go see them. How do people deal with that? That is a challenge that people ask me. I really don't know how to answer that.
Well, I mean, you can choose your friends, you can't choose your family, as it
Right?
said, right? You're gonna stop with that. But you know what? But you have a choice in the matter.
Okay.
To say, hey, people go through all these family events and functions not thinking ahead, right? So when I coach people, I say, hey, always have an outcome in mind. And I learned this frame called a results way of thinking, a results focused way of living your life, right?
Okay.
When you are going to be a part of a function or a gathering with family members and people that always, press that button of yours and things like that, right? Well, start with thinking about the end in mind and say, hey, I'm going to be with these people. What is my outcome really? What do I want to get out of this gathering? How do I want to show up in these environments? What am I going to focus my attention on while I'm there?
What if you go back to child mode when you're with the family because you feel like you're being abused?
Well, that's a choice now.
Oh.
We have a choice in the matter. Now, I'm not saying it's easy because you can program yourself over time, right?
Yeah. So I guess it's more work on yourself.
Yeah,
to be
it's you got it. It's about really working on you, working on resolving those internal things that's happening, whatever the childhood things are. And those healthy habits we talked about earlier, how you start your day. If you start your day saying, hey, I've got dinner with these people at 5 p.m. today, and you actually prime yourself, again, the word prime here is programming yourself in the morning. You start the day, imagine yourself in that particular group. Picture yourself there. Picture their faces. Picture your face. Picture how you show up. What if you start the day with intention of, hey, how are you going to show up in that environment? How you carry yourself, what you would do, and how you would talk and how you engage with people, how you interact with them, the kinds of things you focus on in that environment, and you prime yourself to begin with. And you visualize what that looks like before it even happens to begin with.
So you're kind of setting it up to be a positive experience.
Absolutely, before it happens.
Before it happens.
And when you show up in that engagement, and again, you can prime it so well that you're now in it already.
Right.
To the point where when you're now in that environment with them, you show up the way you want to show up.
Yeah. Not the way that they want to depress you or put you down.
You're either reactive or you're proactive.
Okay.
All right? Yeah. So when you're proactively showing up the way you want to show up in that environment, you're in charge of your own emotions. And most likely, you will influence them differently. So you see, when two people are in a rapport, when you're in an engagement, the person that has the most certainty always ends up influencing the other person. So
the certainty person might be the person with the most negativity.
Absolutely.
That wants to come against you. And you're the positive person and you're feeling childlike, but you have to kind of overcome that.
Absolutely.
So you're saying you have to go back to preparing yourself.
It's like, imagine this. People enter their world. Imagine, if you will, you're entering into a battlefield in the morning, right? You start your day and you go into this battlefield. Maybe you see life as a battlefield at some point in your life, right? It's a battlefield. Yeah. How dare you go into a battlefield without preparing?
Oh, that is so good. I love that.
Why would you want to go into a battlefield with no Kevlar vest or a shield or whatever, right?
Yes.
So the habitual frame of starting your day in a great state is you putting your Kevlar vest on. So you're putting your armor and shield on to say, hey, we're going to battle today.
Right.
And we're going to win. So when those arrows are coming at you, listen, when those arrows are coming at you, you're protected.
Those invisible spears.
You're in charge of it. Listen, it's a metaphor, but for real.
So you're protecting yourself.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you're in charge of your own state and your emotions. You're bringing your triad, right? Even in that environment.
Yeah.
When you're in environments with the negative people, whatever they are, you bring in your posture that says, hey, I'm breathing well. You're moving more. You're putting your focus on the fact that they're around. They're available. One day they'll be dead. One day they won't be here anymore. And you're there to just experience the time you have with them. You're looking at them as just people that have flaws.
So then
just like
you should prepare yourself instead of staying away from them and avoiding them, or
you can limit how much time you spend with people, of course, right?
Yeah.
Like I said, you can choose friends, you can't choose your family.
Right.
You know, again, and who you surround yourself is who you become. Listen, proximity is power. If you surround yourself with positive people, you become more positive.
Yes.
If you surround yourself with negative people, well, of course you're going to spread negativity, right? So family members are family members. We get to be, they're part of our lives.
Yeah.
You can choose how much time you spend with them, for sure, right?
Okay.
And when you do spend time with them, make it count.
Okay.
Go for it. Be
That's
the
good.
best you that you can be. You can choose that.
That's good advice.
And you can be an influence on what's possible, what's good for them. Because look, we see what we want to see, right?
Yes.
People are going through things in their minds and their hearts and all that. Happy people don't make people miserable.
No.
Only miserable people do, right?
Yeah.
So if they're miserable, if they're negative, well, there's something going on there.
So if their light is dark, they want you to be dark too.
And what if the purpose of why you're there is to bring light into their life also?
Oh, that is so good.
What if one of the reasons why you're there is to add that little color, add that little light, add that little positivity to there?
Yeah.
It may not necessarily stick right away, but you've planted a seed now, right?
Right.
And then slowly you water it as best as you can. You water it as best as you can. And then before you realize it, all of a sudden they start to have a change of attitude. They start to have a change of focus, and when they see you, they feel different a little bit. They probably would not want to, indulge in their negativity because you're there. Oh, Beverly, the positive girl, is here. Let's make sure we stay positive today. And it may at first like a joke, but slowly it starts to kind of rub off on that, right?
Wow, that's
you see,
great.
you either rubbing off on people,
or
they're rubbing off on you.
Right. That is so true.
So what do you want it to be?
No.
You want to be the one rubbing off on them, right?
Yes,
you want to be in charge, right?
Yes.
You want to be the one that's positive and bring the energy out, right?
Yes.
Be the reason to be alive.
Yes.
Don't walk into a room and the whole place just shuts down.
No.
Be the reason why you're there and the whole place lights up.
Right.
That's it. Beverly is in town.
Woo!
Let's get excited. Let's get excited here. Why not?
I am excited.
Yeah.
Kenny, let's have a cheers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, wow. You know what? Thank you so much for being here today.
Oh, my pleasure.
Energizing us, sharing your knowledge and your hope. And you know what? You've inspired so many people today. Bless you, just like your top says of your hat, like blessings.
Thank you.
And I'm sure everywhere you go, you are a positive influence. We just thank you so much.
I appreciate that.
Cheers.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
And if there's a last word to people watching, simply listen. Life is meant to be lived.
Yes.
Each moment is a gift. If you're alive, you've won a lottery.
Wow.
The biggest lottery of all. It's
Wow.
worth more than $1 billion. Because imagine somebody who's got billions and billions of dollars.
And they're miserable.
And they're miserable, or maybe they just have 1 minute left to live on Earth. What would they do to be alive for the next 30 minutes, for the next hour, for the next 2 hours, for the next day or two? What would they do with that money? They can even spend all their money if they know they will actually be alive.
I've never seen a U-Haul going to
No,
the graveyard.
as Denzel Washington says, right? So if you're alive, of course you're alive watching this.
Yes.
You've won the biggest lottery of all time.
Whoa.
Get moving.
Get moving.
Get into the habits of always moving your body.
Move your body.
Get into the habits of always choosing an empowering focus. You have a choice.
Yes.
Listen,
You have a choice.
what's wrong is always available. What's missing is always there. But you know what? So is also what's right. What's there. What's present. What you're grateful for. What could be great about the situation that you're in, right?
Yes.
That's a focus. Choose empowering focus. And then talk to yourself. Say positive things to yourself. No matter what's going on, charge yourself up. Because if you can look up, you can get up.
Oh, I love that.
As Les Brown will say, right?
I love
If you're
Les.
alive, there's another day, there's another minute to just do something different. But get moving, take action.
Take action.
All right?
All right.
All the best.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you so much, Kenny, for being here today. Wow, you motivated us like huge. You know what? It is all about walking with passion. And you know what? Just not missing the little things in life. And we are just so excited now after this podcast to, you know what, to realize a lot of different things. Like, you know what, notice things. And, you know, when you're feeling down and you just don't know where to go and you don't want to sit on the couch, you don't want to be depressed, just get outside. Do Kenny's triangle, you know, watch your words, watch your bark, and just enjoy life. And you know what, if you want to hire Kenny, I'm thinking about hiring Kenny. If you want to hire Kenny, we'll have his information here. And you know what, it would be a great thing because I'm sure he's going to improve every life that he touches. Thank you, Kenny. We love you.